Hey guys, I'm going to try to do this as we drive through Gatlinburg. We shall see how this goes. But I wanted to talk about how to go on amazing adventures even though you have kids. We've talked to some people who are like, my life basically ended when I had kids. I was talking to a friend the other day and she was talking about, maybe bike riding once the kids got older. And I was like, whoa, don't wait. Don't wait. There's no need to wait. So, you just have to bite the bullet. You literally just have to just do it. So yesterday, we went and we biked the Cades Cove Loop in Tennessee. It was a 12-mile bike ride, basically. It's 11.8 or something like that. But by the time we did this extra part, it was 12 miles. And I actually have a shirt that says Meals on Wheels. And it says that I biked Meals on Wheels, because I'm bear food. Because I biked the loop and we got matching shirts. I love it. So anyway, how in the world did we bike 12 mountain miles with 4 kids? Honestly, I'm just going to be honest. There were a few times I didn't think we were going to make it. Edwin biked that on his own bike. He's 7. He biked that. And Trey had a tag-along behind him that had Martin. And then he had the bike trailer with the 2 girls. He pulled all the little ones, and he was so manly that I just got to ride on my own bike by myself. So, number 1, make sure you either married a manly man or hire one. Anyway, no, not really. Just, there's always going to be a reason why you can just choose not to do what you're really wanting to do. There's always an out for you. You can say that about your job choices or your home choices or your lifestyle choices or your diet choices. There's always an out for you to choose to take. But if you choose to wait until your kids are grown up, number 1, you're not going to have a lot of awesome memories of doing hard things. Doing hard things builds the best memories. I'm serious. There were 2 times on our bike ride yesterday, I thought I was going to puke. I thought I was just going to throw up everywhere because I biked straight up this super long hill without stopping. And I thought I was going to puke. But that was memorable. That's building memorable experiences together with my kids. So just do it. I can talk. Do you guys want me to, do a video sometime and show you our gear that we have for biking? Because I could show you kind of our setup. So let me know if that's something you would like. Drop that in a comment. And just give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about, or when you think that would be fun to do, and then you go, but I don't feel like doing it. Have you been there? I've been there so many times. There are so many times that honestly, if Trey didn't step in and do it, I would probably be I don't have the strength or energy to do this. But if he weren't in my life and I was a single mom, I would pull that out of me somewhere. I know I would do it. Have you ever just pulled it out of you somewhere to do something? Cade, have you ever done something really hard? I know Cade wants a family. He wants to have an awesome family, and you want to still be able to go on great adventures. Even though you have kids, it doesn't mean your life is ending and you just have to sit on the couch watching animated kid movies. We don't watch kid movies, guys. We watch age appropriate stuff occasionally, but it's not I sit on the couch all day watching I don't know. I don't even know what's cool right now. I don't know what little kids watch, because my kids don't watch little kid stuff. They watch stuff that's age appropriate, nothing weird. Careful. I'm a backseat driver. But my life doesn't change. I'm not in a kid world just because I have kids. So, what adventure do you dream of going on? Could you guys just share in a comment? What adventure do you think sounds really exciting, but because you have kids, or if you imagine yourself with kids, you would feel it was impossible? It's just kind of interesting how sometimes we don't even let ourselves dream anymore because we're parents. Or we don't let ourselves like dream about what it's going to be like when we have kids. We just think like, oh, I'm just going to have so many responsibilities. Like, have you ever been there? Give me the like button. Let's get a conversation started, guys. All right, so just think about it. Next time you have something that you want to do and you're really tempted to talk yourself out of doing it, just ask yourself, what's worst case scenario if I do this? What's worst case scenario if I don't do this? What's the best case scenario if I do this? What's the worst case scenario if I do this? Like, we literally live in such a keyed up, high-paced, fast-paced society that we don't even ask ourselves these questions anymore. We literally don't even think through things very clearly. I'll just pop this on. So yeah, just start asking yourselves like some simple questions. It's not a complicated process. So yeah, like the friend that was talking to me about like waiting till her kids were like bigger, I was like, you only have 2 little tiny kids. Like, you could pull one bike trailer or you could have like a bike seat. And she was like, I've always been afraid of like wrecking with my kids in the bike. And I'm like, that's like being afraid of driving a car because you might wreck with them in their car seats. And she's like, yeah, isn't it funny how sometimes like you don't even think about like how funny it sounds until it's out of your mouth and somebody challenges it. That's part of what I do as a life coach, where I'm like, wait a second, do you hear what you just said? That's why I have a life coach. I was cracking up. Like, I'm on vacation, but I was not canceling my coaching session. I will find a way to have Wi-Fi for that. So I was like cracking up during my coaching session because I was like, my kids are like this. And she just looks at me and I'm like, my kids are like this because I am like this. And I just like totally cracked up. Of course, my kids are like pursuing adventure and novelty and excitement. That's what they see mom do. And that's why it feels chaotic, but they're not being chaotic. They're being like me. Anyway, that was just part of my coaching session. So anyway, yeah, just sometimes having that person to challenge you and be like, wait a second, did you hear what you just said? Like, seriously? So, what's keeping you back from these fun things? Like I told you, drop in a comment, like, what are you thinking of that, like, you keep talking yourself out of? And then, like, just kind of, like, think it through for a second. So, I'm going to get off of here, and yeah, I'm tired from today's adventure. But yeah, we biked 12 miles with 4 little kids, and I almost puked, but I did it. And Edwin did so good, and we made like the best memories. We drove the loop today, and we were like, oh my goodness, remember when we were at this part on the loop and we were like dying, or we saw this bear here? Like, we saw like 3 or 4 bears yesterday. We saw more bears bike riding than we did driving in the car, and it was really cool and kind of freaky to be like right beside a bear and be like, we can't jump in our car and get away from this thing. Like, if this thing comes at us, we just have to like pedal hard downhill. Anyway,